The broadcast is live. All right,
You
people,
are
we are
live.
live. We came alive. Welcome, welcome, welcome one, welcome all to the PIITV show, the Put It in the Book show, your Mets broadcast for all Mets info and all Mets fun. The show is normally hosted by some guy named Steve Faraci. I never met the guy, don't know what he looks like, but he's out this week, so they're going to let me run a little bit of lead with the big man right there. The big man right
Some call him,
there
some
co-hosting
call him
with me.
Gonad Head, right?
Gonad
Rodriguez?
Head. Gonad Head. Well, Gonad Head might
Let me
be a
see the
nice thing
Gonad
to
Head
say.
pic.
What is he? Producing. Oh, we have the
Ah, there
omnipresent
he
producer
goes.
Joe. That's what he looks like. Is that producer
Hmm.
Joe? Or is that Farachi? We're not sure right now.
No, that's
Which one
Farachi with
are
his
we? That's
Halloween wig
Farachi.
and the Gonad Head.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, looks good on him. Looks good on him. Right? I don't know.
Balls on his forehead are fitting.
Farachi. Yeah, sure. Okay, so let's start the show real quick. Farachi, we miss you. We almost love you. And we'll see you next week. Have a great vacation. Have fun with your wife and a couple of kids. Enjoy. Let's go, Mets. Have fun. So here we are starting a new show, and we got the big man to my. Is he going to stay here now? To
For
my
now.
to my right. He's gonna be right here. He's gonna let you know who brings you the show. Let us know, Mr.
I
Live.
just want to say I love Farachi, but I more than love him. I adore him.
Oh
He's my
geez. See, you have to always make it creepy, man. Come on.
he's my bae.
Come on. We're talking Mets. Everybody knows that you guys are in love. Let's just let
He's
them know
adorable. How can
who
you
has
not
the
love
show.
a man with the balls on his
He's
head? So, while
yeah, that's a
Farachi is
saying.
still part of the show because it is his network, first of all, and he is
It's
sharing
his whole
out.
thing.
Yes, and he is sharing out right now. And while he's sharing out, I'm going to go ahead and do my weekly Brooklyn Water Coffee Roasters
There you go.
rant advertisement. I'm not sure what to call it at this point. Whatever I feel like it should be at the, but
Well, please.
Brooklyn Water Coffee
There you
Roasters.com
go.
from their
Producer Joe.
roastery to your front Dizzor, as Snoop Dogg would say. BrooklynWaterCoffeeRoasters.com is actually one of my favorite places to get coffee. I do really appreciate them. Their flavors are amazing. Their non-flavored coffee is even more amazing. But
Mm.
let's talk a little bit about one of their best coffee lines they have, which is the high energy, 50% more caffeine per cup line of coffee. My personal favorite is Cinnabuzz. I won't get too much into the explanation on that because it is self-explanatory. It's a cinnamon flavored based coffee, 50% more caffeine per cup, and it's amazing. There is also a part of that high energy line, Jacked Up Cupcake, which is what we like to call our friend Rodriguez. It is a vanilla cupcake flavored coffee, very delicious. Again, 50% more caffeine per cup, and it's vanilla. It's got cupcake flavoring. I'm gonna put pressure on Joe now. How many calories come in that, Joe?
Is Joe still there? Producer Joe.
Zero.
Boom! Zero
Very nice.
calories
Very
per cup.
nice.
Delicious,
Very nice.
delicious coffee. Sorry, Joe, I put you on the spot, but I figured that'd be a little bit of fun. There is other high energy line coffee. You can check them out online at www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. And if you're not into the higher energy
Mhm.
coffee line, there is the regular energy coffee line. The flavors over there are delicious as well, such as Winter Wonderland, one of my personal favorites. Dark roast, dark chocolate, delicious morning wood. But we'll get to that in a minute.
Mm.
That was really look how it's look how it's throbbing on the
Is it
screen.
rising? Or is it there it is.
With-
There it
with-
is.
wow, see what happens for us when you're not on the air. We go off the walls here, bro.
This is
Dark roast,
Joe.
dark chocolate. You think chocolate? You think dark chocolate? It's got to be filled with calories, right,
Gotta be.
Rodriguez? How
It's
many
gotta
calories?
be. It's gotta be. How many,
What's the
Joe?
amount?
I don't know.
We got to bring the orangutan
I
back.
don't know. I don't know. I think he fell asleep.
Zip.
There he is.
Boom! So, yes, as you can see on the screen now, Joe, producer Joe, did us the favor of putting up some amazing flavors up there. Pumpkin spice, campfire s'mores, hazelnut cream. I've tried just about all of these. I have not tried chicken and waffles. Oh, I did try chicken and waffles. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of them, but they're all delicious. Trust me. I
Okay.
have never drank a cup of their coffee and said, "This is not so good." All delicious. The way they infuse flavors is amazing, and they all have 0 calories in the flavors. And if you're not into flavors, that's cool. A lot of people are not. They have non-flavored coffee, such as their medium roast coffee, which is hands down their most popular coffee. So a lot of you don't like flavors, apparently. Check them out, www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From their roaster to your front door. Only the finest beans are selected and roasted for your intense, amazing, wonderful, deep down pleasure.
Don't do sexy voice. Let's move it along.
What, you don't want to do like Billy Williams, call 45 on this? www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. From their roastery to your front door.
But what
And
is that code flashing on the screen?
I'm getting there. Bud.
Oh,
The best thing about it is when you order, your coffee is roasted and shipped within 24 hours of its roast date. And once you're checking out at the door or internet door or cart, whatever you want to call it, just throw a third bag in there and use the code PopCulturePros, and you will get that third bag free. www.brooklynwatercoffeeroasters.com. Check them out.
Thank you, Mr. Laris. Wow, we really did a. Oh, Farachi's gonna try to chime in on the show, guys. I gotta interrupt it real quick. Mind your business, Farachi. Go back to sleep. We hate you anyway. You know we do.
And for Farachi, I'll just say, Cero! And what's up, G Money?
Oh, very nice. So,
George Panayotopoulos, G Money, love you, bro.
Farachi had to try to say Cero. He tried. He had to say Cero. Keith, you see, you made him feel bad. You have producer Joe doing it just as well. Ooh.
His spirit is with us.
Ooh, yeah. He'll be with us sometime. Later, Farachi, we got a show to do. Here we are at the beginning of spring training. We're starting off the season. We are at the top, the tippy top, the beginning of the season. And as such, I think we should go to the top man. The top man may have something to say on his team. I think I saw him the other day, walked over there to Clover, can look at everybody he wants. And I think producer Joe may have a little clip of him talking about his team. Producer Joe?
It's a great looking facility. Got everything players need. Field looks great. Fans come by to watch a great game, and they have great amenities for the fans. And I'm really impressed by what they've done here. Yeah, just to see the park and and walk around and see the different diamonds and watching the players. I mean these you see them in real life. They're 6'5", and they're throwing the ball hard, and so it's fun to watch and talk to the coaches and talk to them about what they do and how they think about things, and talk to the technology people, how they collect data. So there's a real operation going on here. It's very serious, and they're trying to get our pitchers and catchers ready this weekend, and I guess next week the other players come, but it's fun to watch, and it's really interesting.
Wow, look at that. So here we are. Oh, people, everybody who's watching, don't forget, post your comments out there. Producer Joe will be watching. He will be posting them out there. We'll even probably talk about a few, most likely, and we'll have a conversation with you if need be. If you're definitely wrong about something, I'll sit Keith on you. So just make your comments. He's not afraid. I'll tell you that right now. Look, he's happy. He's ready to fight. Let's go. We're New Yorkers. So starting at the top, the guy says he feels good about his team. He feels fantastic. I think he's put a good team together. I don't know about the fans out there. He has come back on Twitter now after that little fiasco with the stocks and all that nonsense. He's back on Twitter, so he's back live for you fans to talk to him. Now, Mr. Laris, what do you think about this guy, his opinion? Do you think it's good? I mean, is he right? Has he done the best he can? I mean, does he have good guys on the team? What's going on, Lars? Tell me.
Well, I think he's an intelligent businessman, and I think he put in place people who know better than him. And anybody who is intelligent knows to keep company of people who are smarter, especially in a niche, which is like their baseball knowledge. Sandy Alomar, there's a lot of things we can say about him and argue against him. He is still, bottom line, one of the most intelligent baseball people out there, and
Absolutely.
him putting Sandy in place to kind of run things for the first couple of years, because Sandy is edging towards retirement, and Sandy, great. I'm grateful to him, is setting us up for success. He is running the show right now, and I'm sure Mr. Cohen has a lot to say behind what Sandy's decisions are. But I think there's a lot of autonomy that's there for Sandy, and being that he chose somebody like Sandy Alomar, who's familiar with the organization, who is super intelligent, and he kind of gives him that autonomy. It is a huge decision that is very wise, and I think it says a lot about Steve Cohen and
So
putting us
that
in a
makes
position.
sense, right? That's why he's a good businessman. He puts people that know what they're doing in charge, and it lets them run
Absolutely.
it. He lets the experts run it. That's a great point. That's a great point. We thought that they had picked. I mean, they actually did pick a really good general manager. Unfortunately, he's not there any longer for issues that everyone knows about. I mean, it's fairly simple.
Mhm.
Pretty much for that type of stuff. So the guy had a couple of issues, but he was a good baseball man. Unfortunately, he's not a man any longer. So the guy that he hired took over for him. So and Sandy Alomar keeps the ship running along, keeps it moving straight towards the championship. What do you think about that, Keith? You think we're getting for that championship? You think we're headed? You think we have a shot this year, Keith? Just
I
just a
think that
quick sentence. Tell me the
I
truth.
think he put us in the best position to be ready to take a really solid run at a championship. I know it's not a yes or no, but it's
No.
really the truth. He
It's
put
a
us in the
very
best.
it's the best way to say it. He's putting us in a good position, to get to a championship. And a lot of fans must agree with you, Keith, because guess what? All the grapefruit games at Clover sold out. 1,400 people per game. I think it was like in 9 minutes. They were sold out in 9 minutes every home game. So the fans must be dying for some baseball or dying for the Mets because I mean they're ready to go.
I
I
know the
mean,
put in the books crew is ready for baseball and dying for it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of excitement. If you're a Twitter junkie, and that's something we're going to get into a little later for some of the
hmm
topics that you outlined for us, and if you're a internet junkie or social
oh,
media junkie, there's so
probably.
many ways I can word that. You will really harp on a lot of the negativity that comes out. Um,
Well,
Problem is,
we're full
if,
of
if
optimism, Keith. Right now. We're full of optimism. We're gonna
right.
talk about negativity, and I'm gonna make sure that you bring that point up because we're gonna get to the
Okay, I'll circle
negativity
back.
part of the show. So just hold that in your back pocket.
Sure.
But right now, every fan that I know of, even the ones that are the bad ones, are optimistic about this year because we have a very good team. We've taken on a bunch of new guys. Um, there's been a lot of additions that we can actually talk about. We can name them. I think producer Joe may even have a list of them. He could bring them up for us, and so we can talk about them. And Mr. Keith Harris will
Did I mention that
definitely.
producer Joe is sexy?
Oh, he's pretty hot today, right? Yeah,
Yes, he is.
yeah.
Very sexy.
I think he's
I
got
mean,
his
looks how
tank.
quick
I
that
think he's got his tank top on, right, with the with
he
the,
does.
with the stuff showing.
He's doing
His,
a quick nip slip.
Because that's when he looks the best when he does his little tank top with the nips. I mean, I gotta
Yes.
tell you. By the way, this is a mature rated R show, so if you're listening, if you're a child, we'll stop that, Keith. No,
When I
we
say
won't.
nip slip, we're talking about
However,
like nips, like cheese crackers.
yeah, like cheese nips. You've had cheese nips before. Well, anyway, here's
Yeah.
the notable additions we've had. Mr. Laris, read them.
Awesome. Let's start from. I'll take the first three,
Just
because I
read
saw
them up.
Carrasco
Read
and I
them
wanted
up.
to be greedy. I'll just I'll read them out. So we got from
Read them
an
out.
outfielder, Albert Almara.
Junior,
Right-handed pitcher, Jacob Barnes. Huge signing here. To me, this is really a key signing. Starting pitcher, Carlos Carrasco.
Big time.
This is not so much a big deal. I mean, this guy is probably not going to get a lot of playing time.
I don't think so.
Shortstop Francisco Lindor, probably more like a AAA kind of guy.
He might
right
get a
hand,
spot start.
yeah, we'll see. Hopefully,
We'll see.
utility guy. Right-handed pitcher Aaron Loop, which to me is another key signing. I'm very happy.
Pitcher. He's a lefty, I think.
What did I say? Did I say starter?
You said right-handed pitcher. It's relief pitcher Aaron Luke.
Oh, right, relief pitcher. You're right. He is a relief pitcher. I saw the RP and I just went with right-handed pitcher. Yes, relief pitcher. And then you got Joey Lucchesi from the Lucchesi crime family. This was a really kind of a key pickup because Lucchesi has a lot of upside. And I'm not going to derail too much, but he has a lot of upside. And somebody that, if we don't use him a lot this year, can be an intricate part of the team go forward. Outfielder Jose Martinez. Don't know much about him. Trevor May.
He's like a power guy from the Cardinals.
Yeah, I did read when we made that.
I remember playing against him. It's a good guy to have on the bench for sure.
Relief pitcher, not right-handed pitcher, Trevor May, huge pickup, and I think that was really our first key pickup of the Stephen Cohen era. Catcher James McCann. I cannot say much. I cannot say enough about this guy. Love him. And if all of you are out there still complaining about us not getting the Philadelphia guy, I think he's got a broken wrist or finger. He's going to be out for a while. So
I think you got something to say about that guy later on, don't you?
We'll get into that.
Yeah, y'all tell him.
Another relief pitcher, Mike Montgomery. Really great signing, Kevin Pillar. A lot of people were kind of complaining and moaning. And usually instead of complaining, I say bitching, but I never say bitching because it's kind of a bad word. So I was staying away from that. Relief pitcher, Sean Reed Foley. Outfielder, Malix Smith. Kind of sounds like something you take when you can't shit right. Starting pitcher, Marcus Strowman. We all know him. I know a lot of people are up and down on him, but I have big expectations from Marcus this year. Utility guy, Jonathan Villar.
Yeah.
Really huge signing.
That's a good pickup.
One of the best signings of the offseason is Taijuan Walker. Great signing. This guy is going to be huge for us. And Jordan Yamamoto, I think he's going to be more like a AAA guy, future guy. He's got a lot of talent.
Loogie Jr. That's what I'm seeing out of him.
He's got a lot of talent. If you don't know much about him, look up some YouTube videos on his stuff and see his pitching. He's spent, I think, the majority of his career in the Marlins organization. Really good kid. He's got really good stuff. He has a really
Hawaiian kid.
He is Hawaiian. He's the next Sid Fernandez. There you go. And he has not yet honed his skills. So we're hoping that our coaching staff kind of brings him to that point. And when we get next year, when we're not able to sign every free agent in the book, which wake up Mets fans, it's not going to happen. Somebody like him can step in, and he can be a 500-plus pitcher at the end of our rotation to hold us down. You never know.
We have a lot of depth, Keith. We have a lot of depth.
Exactly.
Look at the guys we've taken. I mean, these are quality players. Lindor, Carrasco, McCann, May, and Walker. Quality players that can come in and be a good force on your team and help you win games. Definitely. Speaking of all these notable additions, our catcher, believe it or not, guys, our catcher is a top 10 catcher in this league. So like Mr. Laris was saying a few minutes ago, if you're upset about not getting another guy, I mean, we got a top 10 catcher. We signed him. If you guys watch this guy play, the guy can play. He's a monster. That's the type of catcher that you want. You want a big-time catcher. I think we may even have do we have a top 10 catchers list? I don't know. Producer Joe may be able to get that for us. But I believe our guy was 9th, Keith McCann.
He was top 10.
I think he's top 10. He may be number 9 or number 8, which is pretty acceptable for a catcher, considering there's 32 starting catchers in the league, and then you got the backups and everything after that. If you're in the top 10, you're doing pretty good. What do you think about that, Keith? Top 10 catcher. When's the last time we had one?
Since Carter, well, there was another guy named, his name was started with a P. It's
Was it Pizza?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I think he was Italian or something. I think his name was
Yeah.
Pizza. Michael Pizza. Oh, there's
Mark-
Faraci. Let's ask him. Oh, he left. We're gonna ask him.
Plawecki.
Faraci. Oh.
Plawecki.
Oh, right, Plawecki. That was it. Plawecki.
Plawecki.
I know there was
it.
another guy with a P. I
That
think he
was
might have been a Hall of Famer, but yeah, Plawecki was the last really good catcher we had him before
Really?
him with Gary Carter.
I don't know. I don't know about that Plawecki guy. I don't know. I think
Well,
there was a guy after.
Law is obviously amazing. So I really liked the move with McCann because, and I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. I think if you look at his stats and what he is predicted to do in the next 2 to 3 years, it's very comparable to JT Realmuto, which was the top free agent catcher on the market, and we were able to secure him at a relatively cheap price.
A very good price. I mean, for a catcher of his stature, $10 million.
I still have
Not
to always
bad.
correct myself when I say cheap price and somebody makes $12-13 million a year, but as a relatively cheap
Comparatively
price,
speaking, right?
Right.
Comparatively speaking.
relatively cheap price, and he is really good. And over the last 3 years, everything has been upward trending with him.
Upward trending.
Upward trending. Everything has been on
trending.
an upward trend with him. So he has only gotten better. He has been a student of the game, and
And he's drinking morning wood.
and he's drinking morning wood, and he's drinking whiskey. The
And
only thing is, he's not the top catcher in the game in the free agent status, which was JT Realmuto, and I'm okay with that because we took that money, we pulled in a Carrasco, and some of these were through trade. Granted, we pulled in a Carrasco.
How much better is our guy gonna be than a guy that has a hurt wrist? It's gonna be a lot better.
Right, and and in fairness to JT Realmuto, he hasn't really had much of an injury history, but he did get injured like in the first day of training camp this year, which does make our decision look a little smarter. But those are things you cannot predict. I'm super excited about McCann, specifically because we're Met fans and we get a little more insight. I hear a lot through Mets Twitter accounts, through Mets News, through SNY, him constantly reaching out to all of the starting pitchers and kind of working with them pre-season before they even reported to training camp, and kind of learning who they are, what they like, and just becoming completely familiar with the pitching staff. That is huge. Him understanding what DeGrom wants is key, right?
You got to take care of the top dog, Keith. The top dog in the house has to be, placated. You got if DeGrom wants you to move an inch to your right, move a damn inch to your right, my friend.
Yeah, well, and when it's DeGrom, 2-time Cy Young Award winner, and when he didn't win a Cy Young, he probably should have won it anyway. And says and tells you move 2 inches to the right, you just shut up and move.
Yeah, he wants number 3. He wants number 3.
He said it. He said it.
He wants number 3. And the catcher's job, as you well know, Keith, I think you played catcher when you were young. The catcher's job is to make sure that pitcher throws a good game. I don't care who you are, what you do. You make sure that pitcher throws a good game. That's your job. And it's a lot of work.
Catcher's jobs is very intricate, very important, and key to a team winning a championship.
You truly are the general on the field when you're a catcher. You run the show. You tell everybody where they need to be. If you're a good catcher, all these things are going on. Hey, Frank, what's going on? We're talking about catchers right now. James McCann, our top 10 catcher.
Hey, Frank,
comments, let us know. So we have, Patrick Martinez, Quinones. I was in Orlando, my home Richie. What happened, Patrick? What was that? You had a comment? Do some Who put that up there?
Pat. Talking about Pat.
I see 2 guys. What happened?
That's Pat.
I think we took care of Faraci. Frank wants to know. Hey, Frank, you know what we did? We did the cement thing. We just got rid of him, Frank. Don't worry about it.
We gave him heavy boots and sent him
for
a swim.
About it. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's on vacay.
Fata Pata was talking about.
He'll be back.
Oh,
Listen
see,
to everyone.
George says Keith was my catcher. When we played softball, I would catch and George would pitch, and I would just talk so much smack, and it would piss off the batters so much that they couldn't concentrate on the pitches. And then George would throw like a perfect pitch, and they would just be devastated every time. So there's other aspects.
I can see you being the annoying catcher for sure.
Oh yeah, and almost got into a few fights, right, George?
There's Farachi. Everybody's asking for him. There he is on screen. Hey, Farachi, how you doing? You're looking like you lost weight, Farachi. Looking good.
I love your wig and gonad head. Really beautiful.
I know. Usually he doesn't wear a wig. But anyway, so we have a top 10 catcher. And guess what? Our team in the latest power rankings, top 5, right? We are number 5. The New York Mets right now are ranked in all of baseball as the 5th best team. 5th best.
And I think the next 2 teams above us are only about a game to a game and a half away from us. So we're only a game or game and a half, according to betting odds, from being number 3.
So from being number 3, I think we are a bona fide number 2, number 3 starter from being a top 3 team. I still think that a guy that I know will be there consistently, because the back of our rotation is going to end up a little bit with Lucchesi or Peterson or Yamamoto. What Yamamoto is it? I think, or whatever it is.
Yep.
We're gonna have a younger guy who's basically like a 500 pitcher, a little lower. But if we had a solid, really solid number 3 or number 4 that you could count on for 15 wins, that would put us that would even rank us higher. But listen, I'm good with 5. I mean, aren't you? When's the last time we were ranked 5, dude?
Yeah, because it gives us every opportunity to make sure that we are contenders for the World Series. You know, I saw our team as top 10 the last 2 or 3 years. But seeing the difference between what we are putting on the field now and what we've put on the field the last 2 or 3 years before this year, I understand why we were not in top 5. We're putting a really good product on the field, a lot of talent, a lot of depth.
Well, the last few years we've been putting guys on the field that were basic, emergency guys. Like we were just looking for guys to fill any position that somebody got hurt or somebody's out. These weren't really quality guys. Like this year, they've gone. Kevin Pillar's a quality outfielder. Taijuan Walker is a quality pitcher. That kid from the Marlins, believe it or not, seen him pitch against us. He was fairly effective against us, man. He did a nice little number on us. But that's a guy that if he learns how to pitch and uses his all speed stuff a little more, could be a good 3 or 4 inning middle relief guy that could be in the Lugo mold. I mean, that's what I'm kind of hoping for from these guys,
Yeah, it's a good point. And depth is key. You need players who are role players, and those players are stars. And you have other players who are role players, and they are players who can fit in almost anytime, anywhere. So you can't have a team of top stars without having all these other role players and utility players or what have you.
Well, a team needs to be balanced, right? You want a team that's balanced. You want your offense, your defense. Like if you're talking football, but let's just say you want your hitters, you want your pitchers, and you want your defense to be top 10. And the fact that we're at top 5, we improved our defense this year. Right? Lindor's just going to make everybody so much better. It's not even funny how much better he's going to make. He's going to make J.D. Davis. He's going to give J.D. Davis a chance to play on the line because he's going to cover to his left easily, okay? And he can throw from the hole. So he's going to give him a chance. He's going to make McNeil better because he's going to be able to cover up the middle. There's so many ways that Lindor's going to make this team better and has made it better defensively just by being there. It's not even funny how good that guy is.
And some of the stars, like Pat just mentioned, if Strowman is strong, we're going to be World Series bound. He's got to step up. It makes a lot of sense because Strowman has the capability to be Cy Young caliber. I'm not saying he's a Cy Young pitcher, but he has that
No, you're
capability.
right.
He can be nasty. He is a fighter. He's not going to throw you 99 miles an hour, but he knows how to pitch. He's a pitcher's pitcher, if that makes sense. He knows how to throw nasty stuff, and he knows how to be a situational pitcher. If he takes this year and hopefully absorbs a lot from DeGrom, because he's been kind of shadowing him a lot, we can have a potential Cy Young contender on the team, because obviously DeGrom's going to win a Cy Young again. But Strowman can be a Cy Young contender, and if he pitches to that kind of caliber, to Pat's point, we have the potential to really do some damage. Imagine Strowman being like top 5 Cy Young contender and in our top 3 of our rotation. And Carrasco.
Well, but think about it. Carrasco, I think, is even better than Strowman. Because Carrasco has a 95, 96 mile an hour fastball still when he needs it. And he has that nasty, super nasty curveball. Nice change. I mean, he's a pitcher. We have pitchers with nasty stuff. So it's really fantastic to see. We have a lot of new guys. I mean, a bunch of characters on this team. You know, really guys that seem to get along and want to play with each other. You know, want to be a team. You know, and like a team, Keith. From what I've seen, they stick up for each other. And I know you may not like this, but I know you love this as a teammate, and I know you love this as a New Yorker. You love it when teammates stick up for each other and say, "Hey, listen, you mess with him, you're messing with me." You know, so like somebody named Noah, because I can't call him by his given name yet until he proves to me that he's back. You know, Noah is the Twitter king. What's going on with that? What do you think about Noah getting into it with Bauer?
It's a little weird.
Him and Gisselman, they're like partners in crime. Laughing at Bauer.
So to me, Noah just created a meme. He was being creative. It was his attempt at comedy, and it worked. It was funny. And a lot of the comedy is before and after pictures and some kind of quote. And that's what he did there. He said, "Oh," and then he said, "I'm sorry, I chose another team, but I'll donate to your charities." So at first you see, Gisselman and Noah just standing there, and the next picture you see them cracking up. So they're standing there, they hear the comment that he put up there, and the next picture is they're cracking up. Bauer,
because it's a stupid thing that he said. Who doesn't want to laugh at that? Oh, I'm sorry, I play with you guys. I'll donate to your charity to make you feel
right.
favorite.
So Bauer was dumb.
Stupid thing to say. Come on.
Right, agree 100%. Bauer was dumb for even attempting that. Noah exploited it and made a little joke out of it, and Bauer got super upset about it.
He didn't like that at all. He didn't like that at all.
2 things, right? So try to treat fans better. So Bauer tried to call out, if you look at what's on the screen now, Bauer tried to call out Noah. Truth of the matter is, really, Bauer just shut up. Honestly, he's annoying. I followed him because I thought he was going to become a Met. I stopped following him on Twitter because he's just annoying.
Oh, well, you know what's going to happen? The first thing that happened to this guy was when he's telling fans not to hound him for autographs in the hotel room or some nonsense like that. Thank God you didn't come to New York with that type of attitude. The first time you say that is the last time you say that. You'll be crucified right off the bat. He's a very sensitive guy. You're right, George. That's a very good point. Bauer is too sensitive to be in New York. Stay in LA. Go to Arizona. I don't know. What's our favorite team, Keith? Send them to
Texas or Seattle.
Go over there if you want to be friendly with the
Speaking of Seattle, not real quick. Have you heard Kalenic trying to complaining out there that they don't want to start him because they're trying to extend his free agency?
Because guess what? They're running a business, Kalenic. What do you think? That's the funny thing about this Kalenic guy. Some fans are talking about, "Oh, we're so upset, Kalenic. We lost the deal with this."
What have you done, bro?
And I'm saying to myself, I said on the poll, I said, guys, the guy, where's his major league stats at? Where are those major league stats? Because I haven't seen them. Diaz has saved like almost 50 games for us in the last couple of years. Cano hit home runs and hit 300 for us. So these guys have produced. Whatever you think, Kellenic is just a rookie that hasn't done anything yet. Until he does and becomes Mike Trout, guys, you got to shut it a little bit. Use some common sense.
He's a lot of talent. He's a lot of talent, Kellenic, but
a lot
yeah,
a lot of guys have mouths, right? They just talk, and that's one of the things that a lot of Met fans don't like about Strowman. I think there might be a quote. Maybe producer Joe can put it up there for us. There's a Strowman quote by a couple of fans. It just look. I like Strowman. I hope he learns to lead with his arm instead of mouth. Come on, that's right away. It's all about him being a talker. The guy has to have confidence in himself. You guys realize he's 5 feet 8 inches tall. Okay, he's a little dude throwing 90, 95 sometimes. He's a little guy. He's got to have a little bit of bravado to him, a little bit of maybe a little bit of Napoleon complex, a little bit like, hey, I got to prove myself.
I'm assuming that's a Met fan.
What happens? That's definitely a Met fan, and there might be other. There's a ton of other quotes out there, but that's just one of them. And why do we hate our own guys? Because the kid's cocky. Because the kid says, "I'm going to succeed." Keith, wouldn't you be the same guy? Wouldn't you be that guy talking about how good you're going to be?
If we won a championship, they would not be complaining about those comments.
And here's another one. Look, they're talking about Noah. They're worried about him talking on Twitter. He'd be an all-star pitcher. I mean, yeah, Jacob deGrom doesn't have fun. Jacob deGrom's a little bit older. He's an older man. Noah is a young kid, and he's having fun.
I'm fairly confident. I'm fairly confident that his thumb activity on Twitter has nothing to do with his talent and on-field performance. Confident in that. So just enjoy the entertainment.
What about not wearing a shirt? Does the not wearing a shirt count?
I think that he is showing off, but that's up to him. It has nothing to do. I don't think if he were to wear a shirt in every picture and stop posting things on Twitter, it would affect his on-field performance one way or the other.
Yeah, I think he's way, way, way past that. I mean, this guy has been a workout fiend. He's trying to get in shape. He's trying to get ready. You see it. I mean, right now in spring training, the guy's throwing 90, easy and free. He's just not ready to pitch yet. But I mean, if people realize how fast 90 miles an hour really is when you're at the mound, 60 feet 6 inches away from this monster, 6'5" goofy monster who could hit you with a ball and kill you any second. The pressure that you're on under there, you got to be a little bit careful. And even if he sucks, and he throws 95. That's kind of scary. Look, there he is. There he is. The former God of Thunder.
He's still the God of Thunder to me.
Come on, how could he be the God of Thunder?
What Pat says, does Dom start? If you don't mind, I can quickly jump in on that.
Absolutely.
So I think Dom definitely will start. Dom will definitely get 120 plus starts this year. 120 games, I should say, if not more, depending on health, of course. But one quick thing that I've seen, a little irony behind that, I saw Pete Alonso in training camp, and training camp is the time to just do the most ridiculous things that may or may not ever happen in regular season. But I saw Pete Alonso taking grounders at third. What do you think about that, Rodriguez?
You're kidding me. No, you're lying to me.
No, he was taking grounders at third. It was.
I've seen him really slim now. I've noticed that he slimmed down a lot. If you take a look at that, I almost didn't recognize him.
I mean, honestly, you never know. Like, put him there. He may. Stranger things have happened. He may do great.
Here's the thing with that. Okay, that's an option. That's definitely an option to do that with that kid. Because I would have loved for him to come up as a third baseman, and then everything is golden, everything is solid. Dom Smith is still gonna play a lot of games because
left field, wherever he goes,
where he's gonna play left field, and his bat is gonna play. Is gonna let him be on that field. I mean, just make the basic plays. I don't need you to catch, to run into the gap and dive and make spectacular plays. Your outfielders are not all like that. Your job, Dom Smith and Patrick, believe me, this guy's gonna play. That's why he's still there. Otherwise, he would have got traded away. They would have got somebody else. So he's gonna play. If the DH came along, that would be fantastic. But he's gonna play he said 120 games, 130 games in the outfield, maybe another 30, God willing, if he's healthy at first base, or DH, or God,
Every
please
into
let
the
the
game,
DH
he's
come.
going to be gloving first base for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely. And Alonso gets a break. Sometimes you need a break from the field. Sometimes you can just sit down, take a few at bats, enjoy the game, come back to what it really is, which is it's really just the game. And you gotta be ready to play a game every day of your life and make a lot of money for it.
Frank
God, I
Terzio
wish that
says
was
he
me.
is no third baseman. And on the exterior,
Agreed.
I agree
Agreed.
100%. But
Right now.
you
Right
never,
now.
Rodriguez, right? You never know. You throw him in there in some spring training games. Maybe that guy maybe he's going to
Listen,
ace every play at third base. You never know. It's worth a shot. If not, what did it cost you?
you're playing first base already. So you're an infielder. First of all, you're an infielder. You can handle a ground ball. Now the thing is, as a third baseman, there's steps that you have to make. You have to be a really good lateral mover, a guy that goes side to side really well. You have to have that quickness,
Kind of
and you
first
have to
base
be able
too.
to, just like first base, and you have to come in. Really your job of going out as a third baseman, that's taken over by the shortstop because he's usually the guy behind you. He's going to make the play on foul balls or pop-ups and stuff behind you. You got to be able to come in. You got to be able to go side to side. Those are the only two things. And coming in, you're gonna know because the guy's gonna bunt, whatever. You're gonna, and you got a little bit of help with the pitcher. Side to side, we got Lindor now. Maybe he can play third with Lindor. Just a couple of games, like you said, Keith. Why not? Spring training, run him out there,
Paint the fence side to side.
side to side. Well,
But listen, one of the things that comes to mind immediately when I hear that
mhm.
is, and again, I'm very, you know, I'm not saying that he'd be a great third baseman by any means,
Yeah.
but I am saying give it a shot. Why not in spring training? And if it don't work, go right back to what you should be doing.
It's
When you get
listen,
into
it's not gonna work, Keith.
uh,
The point is,
probably not.
let them play. Let them play. If
But
we need them there in
Rodriguez,
an
you
emergency,
remember one of his biggest issues when he played, uh, being at first base, is he covered too much ground, and that right.
that was
So
bad. Yeah, but see, that's why.
With Lindor to his left, he may be able to stay on the line and kind of snag those sharp ground balls and things like that. Who
Listen,
knows? I
I
mean,
look at
listen,
it this way.
I don't think so. I want to see it to believe it, but you never know. That's all I gotta say.
Let, let him
Stranger
have
things
some
have happened.
fun. Let the kid
Right.
have some fun. Let the kid enjoy himself. I mean, just practice at third base. Why not? God willing, is not going to hurt him. He won't injure himself like a spaz or anything like that.
Frank said, playing third in the ninth inning of Game 7. Hell no. Yeah,
Oh well,
right.
who said that, Frank?
Frank.
Frank, don't take it to the extreme now. Now
Right. We're
let's
just
not
saying
get
have fun with the
come
thought.
on.
You never
Let
know
let the
because you
kid play
never
some
know.
third. You know,
Listen, there's stranger things that have happened. You put him in a position like that you never would thought he'd succeed in, and he kills it. Probably not, but it's spring training. This is the time to
he's
find
not
out.
killing it. He's not killing it. He's not killing it,
Hey,
but
listen, if there's a 5% chance that
it'll
he
be
might,
fine.
try it in spring training.
You put Dom Smith at first. You put Pete Alonso at third base, and you run him out there. You run
What
him
about
out there
Patty? We trade
for
him
the
to
playoffs and the World
trade him to
Series.
Seattle with Clinic.
Trade him to Seattle. Speaking of people coming over from teams like Seattle and stuff like that, didn't we get a guy named Taijuan Walker? Okay, this kid just made me feel so good with what he did. And you know what I'm talking about, Lars, right? You know what I'm talking about? The kid comes in, the first thing that he posts, producer Joe, you know what the first thing that he posts. The first thing that he posts out there is a beautiful bottle from the franchise's own vineyard, GTS. Taiwan. I told you, man. You just made yourself an icon with the Mets. If you pitch half as good as your first interaction with us was, kid, you're gonna do well. You
Mm.
cemented yourself because you just blessed the franchise, Keith. What do you think?
I think it was a great honor. I like this kid a lot. He's had a tough go from when he came in. He was a big time prospect. Then he was,
He came up young.
he came up young. He was riddled with injuries. And how many times have
Mhm.
we seen this story in the MLB where people coming riddled young with high expectations, they're riddled with injuries, they approach a 30-year-old year
Oh,
in their
yeah.
career and they start jumping out there. This
Let's
kid
hope
has the
so.
ability to do that. He has about 5 pitches that he's really good at. He's not going to throw you a Degrom or your Syndergaard 100-mile-an-hour pitch, but he has like a mid-90 fastball. Last year, he seemed to be coming into his own. Again, it's a 60-game sample. But he really seemed to start understanding the control of his pitches, what his best pitches are, when to throw them, and how to throw them. We just hope that he comes and builds on that. And we got him for 3 years. I think the third year is a player option, but regardless, the kid has so much stuff. His movement is ridiculous.
He
He
has some nasty movement on that slider.
Yeah, and it moves
Hmm.
left or right wherever he wants it. He is not. Uh, he's going to get at lefties and righties. I really like this kid, Taijuan Walker. I'm big on him.
What's his name? What's his name again?
Taijuan Walker.
Is it Taekwon? Is there a Q in there somewhere?
Juan.
Oh,
I don't know.
Taekwon.
I see a
Tejuan?
J. He's Spanish. So
Teamo?
I call it
Teamo?
Taijuan. Maybe I'm wrong. I
Is
see
it Taekwondo?
Tai, which I say Thai, and then Juan, which is Juan, right?
Juan? Taiwan? All
Taijuan
right,
Walker.
all right. Okay, we're good. We're good at Taiwan. But
I
now,
mean,
now there's a guy. Now there's a guy that you
Gary
love,
Coleman to correct us on that. Don't
right?
worry. Or
I'm
or
sure he will
yeah,
a lot. I will be corrected a million times by everybody. So there's a guy that you love, right? Taiwan Walker. So I think it's time to tell us who you hate because I think it's time for Keith's Wakata of the week, isn't it?
I got to be honest. There's a lot of people out there that I can really just go on, and there's somebody who has been annoying me a lot in the last week or so. Um, and
Who? You're gonna Wakata me?
well, no, during the season you'll annoy me. You haven't annoyed me all off season. Don't worry. During the season, I'm sure we'll have plenty of spats. But
Come on.
I gotta say, I really have to give a big fuakata to the New York Post because, and that's more of an organization, but their reporting is so poor. They do nothing but like take a positive situation and turn it upside down and post crap for clicks, clickbait. I am so over the post. There is some stories in the post that is good, but I stopped following them. I don't read them anymore. I'm just so over the post. It's off season, so I think this is an acceptable Fakata. So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna Fakata the New York Post
Come
with
on.
your little fake negative nonsense crap, you little Yankee fan kiss ass bullshit. You know what?
Uh-oh. Oh,
Post
well,
Wakata bitches. Listen, you take your little New
oh,
York Yankee fandom. The New York Mets are taking over New York City. Blue and orange is going to run riled. Riled? Wow, I have a problem
where are
with
they running? What's it say, Keith? What's it say?
blue and orange is going to run wild all over you. We're going to motivate. We're going to dominate, and we're going to win it all, baby. Woo! And then
Very-
try to join us in our championship and join us in our happiness. You can take your little crap and you can run down the road because we will be hanging out with the Newsday. Woo!
Nobody buys the post. Thanks, Frank. And that Wakata was brought to you by the Put It in the Book show, presented by PopCulturePros.com. It's PCP time sometimes. Well, with that, Wakata, let's wrap a little bow on this. Like Mr. Farachi say, I'm gonna steal your line because I respect it. I don't respect you, punk. But anyway, I like you almost. Let's put a little bow on this, Mr. Laris.
Respect the
Last
ball,
last words. Last words for the show today. What do you got? Got a drink?
Yeah, I just took my last sip. Last words of the show. We have an amazing team. Our management, from the front office to the ownership, has done really an amazing job. This has been the busiest offseason in Mets history. I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody post it on our page below, wherever you want, and let me know. But I'm pretty sure this is the most busiest offseason the Mets have ever had. And not only is it busy, because busy is not necessarily positive, the moves we have made have all been so constructive and really telling of what we're trying to build. So I just say, all Met fans, sit back, take a deep breath, and enjoy the shit out of this, because we are going to win it all, baby. I know I say that every year, and I'll say it next year if we trade away the farm, because I'm a Met fan. But I really believe it more this year than I did the past years. Let's go Mets, baby. We're taking it all this year.
This time you really believe it.
Yes. I did last year too, but now I believe it more than I did the year before. We're going to win it all. Let's go Mets, baby. It is our year, 2021. Woo! Braves, you're going down. Dodgers. And you know what, Padres? All your fancy signings don't mean jack. Let's go Mets. LFGM, baby. Woo!
All right, Mr. Lots of last words here. Just let everybody have it. Okay, well, I agree with Keith. We have a fantastic team. Let's go Mets. Everybody take care of yourselves. Wear your mask. Get your shots. Make sure, take care of your neighbor. Treat your neighbor as you would treat yourself, and everything will be fine. Let's go Mets. To put it in the book show. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us.
And as Pat said, let's go Mets. Let's do it again. Doo-doo-doo.
Hurry. Shut us off before he sings again, Joe. Producer Joe, take us off.